Welcome to Creating Disney Magic with Lee Cockerell. Lessons in leadership, management, and customer service. You can create magic too. I'm your host, Jody Mayberry. And of course, we're here with Lee Cockerell. And Lee and I are getting ready for our next big event. Usually twice a year, we do the Creating Magic Mastermind in Orlando. We only got one in 2023 because something came up that moved our regularly scheduled fall one. So what is normally in October was moved to January. So we've got that coming up. Leah, I think that is perhaps one of my favorite things we do all year is that in-person event.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always, we talk about this all the time. It's always better to be face to face. I mean, other things work, but nothing like face to face. And even I tell my clients that I just booked one for Paris and virtual, and I tried to talk them into bringing me over, but anyway, yeah, I mean, it's always better to be face to face so you can talk before and after and around and when the meeting's before it starts and when it ends, and no question about it. So I'm looking forward to doing it again. And January is about the best time in the world to be in Florida.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to be there. It's always so cold and rainy here. If you're interested in joining us in this or a future Creating Magic Mastermind, reach out to us. We'll provide you all the information. Everyone that we've ever done of these has sold out, and this one will too. We've got a fabulous location right there at Icon Park. It's just a wonderful event. But if you would like to just go to Orlando and have fun and not go to our event, or let's say you're going to come to the Creating Magic Mastermind, but you want to add Universal and Disney World while you're there, well, then you just call our friends at Magical Vacation Planner and they can arrange all the details for you. You can reach them at 407-442-2694. All right, Lee, we have a great listener question. Maybe not great for the listener because they have an issue, but they are, they're up a little higher in management. So they manage managers. And they just recently learned that one of their managers has not been treating staff very well. They talk down to the people that report to them. They just don't treat them with respect. People have quit over this. Other people are talking about quitting, and it just really has messed up their operation. And so the question is, I'm in a tight spot with this. It's impacting our culture. What do I do?
Yeah, I think unfortunately we've all been through that. I was early in my career because I didn't know how to stay in touch with everybody and read the tea leaves of what's really going on. That sensitivity to realizing when people say they're great but they're not, and watching for those indicators. But it's the same old story. If you want to know what's going on, you got to really be out and about. You've got to have that comfortable relationship with your team. They've got to not, we don't want, I mean, you really got to work hard to make sure they don't think you're the boss and you're going to boss them around, and that your job may be in jeopardy for speaking up or saying something that's controversial. And or some of those employees were speaking about one of the managers, and that can make people nervous. I know, I've been there myself back in the days when I had some bosses that were, I wish something would happen to them. And not really, but maybe. But and in fact, I did the same. I left two jobs because I did not feel like I was being appreciated. I didn't feel like, I felt intimidated. I was staying at work 6 days a week, and like, because I was afraid of the boss who was going to yell and scream at me. And I had a baby and a wife, and we need dinner, and so all that stuff puts a block in your brain. And he was quite unaware of it. I'm sure his whole career he was unaware of it. But I really learned from that lesson, and I really pay a lot of attention to, as the years went on, to what's going on with people, what they wanted to tell me, but I could tell they weren't telling me everything. I often ask them, is there anything else? I'll keep it confidential. I won't get you in trouble. I'm available anytime when you got a problem. Come talk to me. We'll work it out. We'll figure out a way where it gets resolved, but you don't get in any danger. And this is just like anything. You just got to work it every day. That relationship, people seeing you often, seeing you daily, knowing that you want to hear from them, that there's no downside to bringing it to your attention. And this is you got to say what's on your mind about this subject. You can't just hope that they figure out how you feel. It's, I read a book years ago, and I think I told you about it. It was Leading Out Loud. People got to know how you lead. We got to tell people. Don't wait for them to try to guess how you lead, or how you feel about racism, or how you feel about bigotry, or how you feel about women in business, or how you feel about young people or old people. You got to lay it out there for people. Here's things that are important to me. And even when I was at Disneyland Paris the first time, I wrote a 3-page note about, here's how we work around here, guys. And I don't want any surprises. I'm open. All the things I just said to you, I put in this note. I was just looking at it a minute ago. It was dated 1990. And still today, that hasn't changed a bit, because it's my responsibility as the person in charge to create a safe environment. It's my job, not theirs. And it's the same for your kids. It's your job to make them feel safe at home, and that they can come to you anytime about anything, even though it sounds like the end of the world for them, that it'll be okay, and we'll work it out, and we'll figure it out. And so this is one of those things of maybe being too far away from the people, them not feeling comfortable. Obviously they weren't, and especially if a whole bunch of them are feeling this way, that's kind of, I would say, even worse. Maybe, if one or two you miss, that'd be one thing. But this sounds like it was a lot of people. And there you go. You get paid for not knowing, which you get paid back by them leaving. And it's our job, by the way, as a leader or a parent, is to keep our people emotionally, psychologically, and physically safe. Psychological safety is a situation where I can say what I want to say, and you will look after me and protect me from whether I'm right or wrong. So I think this was a good lesson for everybody. I would say this is going on everywhere right now. Even it was going on with me sometimes. I had no clue what was going on, because I thought I was just, it's hard work. You got to do it every day. I was telling somebody earlier today, you're not who you think you are. You're who other people think you are. And so everybody thinks about you differently. So you may think, well, everybody trusts me and they know me and they'll tell me. No, they won't. Some are insecure. Some have had other things happen to them. Some are having other problems that they don't want to speak up, insecurities. Let me tell you, this is one of those. Trust is a hard job. Working trust is, I think one author wrote, The Speed of Trust. You got to get there quick with people, because everything matters. And turnover, profit, theft, taking care of the customers, making sure they feel good so they'll take care of the guests. So it's kind of like working out. You got to do it to stay in shape. And it's just the way it is. And I think too often we just think everything's fine because everybody says they're fine. And I tell everybody that's the biggest lie in America. People have got problems, insecurities, and position is a big deal in this country. Title's a big deal, where it does intimidate people. And shame on us if we're a leader and that we've created a culture and an environment like that, because you can do it the other way too. And but it's reinforced every day. You got to apply the lessons to keep the trust alive and well. Yeah.
So now we understand how this situation can happen. And at the moment, we can't do anything about what led to it. But now we've got a manager who, it has been brought to our attention, does not treat people well. And we want want to fix the problem. So what do you do, Lee? You find out this manager has been doing what he's been doing. How do you handle it?
Well, if that's, I've confirmed that and I've heard it and I've looked into it and I've found out it's absolutely true, I would have that. There would be two things that would happen. Either I would terminate that person, or if there was legal issues or it was the first time, I probably would have a conversation with them like they would never forget for the whole rest of their life, and they'd probably want to quit when we finished with that conversation about respect and treating people properly and who do they think they are, and then we would see. I might even demote them. I might tell them their last day is 30 days from now. I'll give you a chance to go look for a job while you have one, so you can say you were employed. I do a lot of things, but I would neutralize that attitude and I would neutralize that impact on other people. And I wouldn't nuke it, but I'd neutralize it. And then I would meet with all the people in my business. I'd bring them in one at a time and say, listen, I'm so sorry this happened. I was unaware of it. I'm sorry I wasn't aware of it. I'm sorry I haven't set a better example. I'm sorry I haven't had a great developed a culture here where you trusted me and would come and see me and talk to me. That's my fault. And going forward, I hope we can get on a better page, and I'm going to deal with this, and please stay. I want you here. This has been a good lesson for me. I take the responsibility for it. So, yeah, it happened under my watch, and I can blame it on everything I want to, but it's my responsibility, and shame on me. And I've learned a lesson, and I'm going to be better for it. That's all you can do. You don't deny it. Let me tell you, in America, people have short memories. You don't get in trouble for what you do. You get in trouble for the cover up, trying to lie and tell more lies. And we see that all the time. People will forgive you if you admit, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't, and this is one of the hardest things for leaders to do is say, it was me. And when you do that, 2 weeks later, nobody even remembers it. But when you lie and they catch you on another lie and the newspaper gets it, I mean, no, just put it out. Put the fire out. Don't let it smoke. So that's the quicker you deal with an issue like this, the quicker it goes away.
Well, and I think Lee's onto something here. Not only if you just admit to it, deal with it, not only will people forget, but also I think in the United States, at least, I can't even speak for our neighbors in Canada. In the United States, I think people like a redemption story. Take, Lee, your example of being the Doberman who became a Cocker Spaniel. That really connects with people. People love that you realized you were too hard and then you changed your approach and then became the leader everybody loved when you were executive vice president at Disney World. People love that type of story, and I feel like they are willing to give you a second chance, willing to just buy in to you as you make that change as a leader.
Phil likes it. I told her recently that she doesn't annoy me. She's having these health problems. And I said, I'm going to take care of you, darling. Anything you ask me to do, I'm not going to have a bad attitude. I think I told you this the other day. And she told me that significantly made her feel better, that she feels bad and she's going to ask me. So I'm up doing things and making her hot chocolate and getting her ready and taking her to her doctor and moving things around. And I said, I've had a attitude adjustment, Priscilla. She said, how'd you do that? I said, I became more aware that I was probably just the problem, and that what you were asking is obviously part of my responsibility, and I should be doing it anyway, and not getting annoyed just because all of a sudden the environment has changed with your illness. And so I think it was a good lesson for me too, because she tells everybody, everywhere we go now, they come out and tell me, oh, Priscilla told me how well you're taking care of her. I took her to the dentist. The lady came out. She wanted to meet me. I took her to physical therapy the other day. The lady said, oh my God, Priscilla told me how great you are. And So, and it's another good lesson that you have the power to be better than you think you do sometimes, or you think it's somebody else's fault or something. But it's really, once you understand that it's you, then you get better. And you can't hope everything works out. You got to make some changes. And I think this is what that person should do, is fix it. And I don't care if he has to get on his knees to beg his people to give him one more chance to stay, don't quit and stay with me. I'm going to handle this. And in the future, don't, even if you want to just send me a fax from 7-Eleven, let me know what's going on. You don't have to put your name on it so I can fix the problem. And because people are afraid to approach leadership, your new job, you're a young manager, it sounds, they're not afraid of you. They're afraid of the position. He's the general manager, or and so, yeah, just, we have the responsibility for creating the right environment and culture. That's our job, actually. Main job.
Yeah. All right. This has been wonderful. If you have a question you would like Lee to address on the show, reach out to either one of us. Lee's at leecockerell.com. I'm at jodymayberry.com. If you don't want your name used, let me know. Otherwise, I'll say your name. And depending on the situation, I don't want to get you in an awkward situation. I know I love it when people say my name. I assume the same is true for you. So if you don't want your name used, please tell me. And if you are interested in the Creating Magic Mastermind, let us know. Reach out to either one of us. Let us know. We'll give you information. Thank you so much, Lee. This has been great. And thank you. Until next week, go out and create magic for others.